Have you ever written a function in Python, ran it, and got none, even though your logic looks correct? Today I'll show you why this happens and how return and if else actually work together. Alright guys, so first of all, I'm going to give you guys a quick recap of return function. So the return, it sends a value back to the caller. The function stops running when it hits return. So whatever you don't return is equal to none automatically in Python. So if Python reaches the end of a function without a return, it returns none automatically. Now now I'm going to show you a common beginner mistake. Let me write the code for you guys. Define is given n, and then if n modulus 2 is equal to 0, then return true. Then here I'll write x is equal to is even and then 3. Now here I put like the value inside of the like we replace the parameter n with the 3 value 3 and then print x. Now you might expect this program to execute like either a true or false condition, right? But let me show you guys the output. Let's run the program. And as you can see, it ends up printing none. But why always none? None is like annoying, right? Because look, the if condition, it ends up being false because 3 modulus 2 is obviously not 0. It isn't an odd number. It's an odd number, not an even number. Every even number modulus 2 is always equal to 0. So in this case, it should have given false, right? But we didn't like write a code for that. So like, it's never gonna give a true or false condition. So basically, what happens here is that here 3 minus 2 is equal to 0. This becomes false. So whenever like inside of the code, inside of the condition of an if statement, like the condition itself is false, whatever code you write inside of the if statement, it never ends up being run, and Python completely skips it. So in this case, it completely skipped the return true function. So the function ends, and yeah, it ends up returning none. Now, how do you fix this none? So this is the correct way. Let me show you guys. So let's keep our code like this. Now we just have to modify some lines. Actually add some new lines, not modify anything. So if n modulus 2 is equal to 0, return true. Else, we have to add an else statement. Or else return false. Boom, that's it. Now just 2 lines of code is gonna fix the code and end up printing false, because look, every path returns something. There are no surprises and no none. Let me show you guys. And as you can see, it ends up printing false, just like that. Now let me show you how it works step by step. 3 minus 2 is equal to 0. Now here, just like I said, this line completely gets skipped because the condition itself is false. So Python ends up going to the else. It reads the else, and then boom, returns false, just like that. And as you can see in the output, it did end up returning false. Now here, let me show you a cleaner version or an optional tip. So define is even n. Let's keep this code, but let's just remove the rest of the code. If n modulus 2 is equal to 0. Now let's remove the if statement by return n modulus 2 is equal to 0. Boom. Just like that. Now this, like Boolean expressions, they already return true or false. So this is like a more cleaner, shorter, more like Pythonic or beginner type way of doing it. Now here's a very big rule to remember. If even one path in your function doesn't return a value, then Python, it will always return none, always in the output. So you have to always put like the return function, yeah, or else it would end up returning none. So, and yeah, if it also doesn't return a value. So, and yeah, guys, this mistake, it mistake confuses almost every Python beginner. So if this helped you, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Yeah, in our next video, I'll show more return mistakes. that beginners make without realizing. And yeah, guys, have a nice day. Bye.